Coba tengok HP Mas yang streamingnya tuh, tengok di HP saya,
Di mana Facebook?
di YouTube.
Suara kita kedengar situ.
Udah live nya ini.
Ya aku udah nggak fokus kalau lihatnya.
Live kan? Tuh.
Suaranya di situ.
Here we are then at the National Stadium, Singapore, the AFF Suzuki Cup 2020, which now culminates in the final. It's the first leg between Indonesia and Thailand. Indonesia hoping beyond hope for a first title. This is their 6th attempt now. For Thailand, this is now their 9th final in 13 editions. They are the supreme team in the region, and they will hope to get a 6th AFF Suzuki Cup. Fans have been streaming in, lots of excitement in and around the stadium beforehand. We've got that second leg on Saturday as well. 10,000 fans allowed in here because of COVID-19 restrictions, and boy, have they been thrilled in the last couple of weeks. Indonesia have really grabbed this tournament by the scruff of its neck. Barely fancy to even get out of their group. Not only did they top Group A, the Group B I should say, they even did it ahead of the overwhelming favourites, Vietnam. They held the Vietnamese to a golden straw in what was a defensive masterclass, and then played Singapore over 2 legs in the semi-finals. What a thrilling encounter we had in the second leg, especially on Christmas night, one that will live for the ages. And then Thailand, they came into this wanting to reclaim their crown, and have done so far, I should say, in style, finishing top of Group A, winning all their matches, and then beating Vietnam in the semi-finals. Many thought that would be the match we would have tonight. Well, with me here, who's been someone who's been with me for much of this competition, Roshan Rai. And Roshan, we have probably got the 2 most entertaining sides, fair to say, for this final?
Yeah, I would agree with that. 100%. I mean, you've got an Indonesian team who can be absolutely free scoring. I think it's 18 goals in 6 matches in the competition so far. So you know what you're going to get with this young, vibrant, exciting Indonesian side with the wonderful fighting mentality and spirit. Great to see them here in this final. And it's great to see Thailand here in this final as well. A team that is incredibly well balanced. I touched on Indonesia's goals. Thailand has conceded just once in the 6 matches leading up to this final. But they've also entertained as well. So for me, this is Thailand. Very balanced team. They know how to get the goals. They know how to see a result. They know how to be very professional and keep opposition sides out. Up against an Indonesian team who I feel will get at them, will try and attack, will be brave, and will not be afraid to face down and stare down this challenge.
There is Asnawi, the captain of Indonesia. He knows the responsibility, the expectations he has to bear for almost 300 million people.
Parma 20 ya. Kapan saatnya nonton? Tayang di yang ada di pasar ini yang panas. Ya.
Expectations are absolutely massive. We talked about Indonesia. What about Thailand? They haven't won this competition since 2016. Here is the Indonesian lineup for you. They make 3 changes today. I think the most clear one is at left back with Pratama Arhan out through suspension. He's replaced by Edo Federiansyah. Irfan, who's been arguably one of the players of the tournament, gets started today. Surprisingly, did not start in the last game. And Didik Setiawan will be leading the line, as you can see here. They're going with a 4-2-3-1. There was a feeling that they might go with a 5, and Roshan will explain in a short while how they could well set up against Thailand as this match progresses. So, as I mentioned, Pratama Arhan is not available today. Ezra Walian is the striker that sits this out. They have been swapping their strikers around quite a bit, and Ramai Rumakek, a very fast attacker, will have to settle for a place on the bench. Talked about Asnawi on the left. What about this man here on the right? Chanatip Songkrasin, MVP in 2014 and 2016. One of the most recognizable faces in football from the region. And here is the starting lineup for Thailand. Incredibly, there are only 4 survivors from that second leg draw against Vietnam. Tirasin Dangda, the striker, Pitiwat in midfield, Chanatip we just spoke about, and Gritsada in the centre of defence. They will go with a 4-3-3. Pitiwat at the bottom of that diamond, Chanatip at the top, feeding Tirasin Dangda and Bordin Pala. We have plenty of regulars not available. The big change, of course, many people were talking about. Another left back will not be joining us tonight because of a suspension, and that is Tiraton Bunmatan Chachai is out for the tournament. The goalkeeper sustained a serious injury, and he will not be available again. We asked about Manuel Beer and Patompon as to why they were not available. We were not given an answer to that one. They're not available on the bench either. So there's Manu Polking along with Shin Tae-yong. On the bench, I should also add Sarat Julian, Titipan and Naru Badin. So its changes are plenty, Roshan, more than perhaps many would have thought. But it was the first leg.
Yeah, I was quite surprised actually when the Thailand lineup came out, but I guess I shouldn't be, because Manu Polking has spoken about using his squad and about having faith in each and every member of the squad. And we've seen throughout this competition, he's not been afraid to make those changes. And a couple of them enforced, especially at left back with Tristan Doe coming into that position, but Roller as well at right back. So what it does is it gives them a lot of more energy, those fresh legs into the side. So I'm interested to see how they sort of repay his faith here.
Yeah, he's not only just given them effectively a dead rubber against Singapore, but he's also given them some time in the final of the 2 legs, which is great from him. And there's a roar from the crowd as we have the AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 final get underway. And Roshan, take us through perhaps how Indonesia will set up. They're going with a 4-2-3-1, but you feel that that's an opportunity for Devanga or Alfredo Devanga to slip back if he needs to?
Well, they have that option, right? With Alfeandra who can drop into that back line if they need to go into a back three at any point in this game. They've also got Rahmat Irianto who can do that. There's Gordon Fala. It's a good run into the penalty area. They've almost bundled it in for Sumacho. What a start that could have been for Thailand. Real nightmare for Indonesia. Fakhruddin just falling over. Boarded with far too much pace and power. Yeah, lovely first touch in behind, and then you think Fakhruddin's favourite to that. But excellent once again with that double save.
Bagus. Oh, bijak.
They're just going back to
Beko masuk ke batang air kau. Lawan dia.
handoff super top.
Oh.
With that formation, so you can have Irianto as well, just dropping into the back line if you need to. I think this
bola.
3-1 work for them because it allows Ricky Kapuaya to have sort of that license to roam.
Here's Philip Rolla. Shot at it! What a start this has been! Thailand in the lead with a scorcher from the skipper.
What a start for Thailand. They're on it. They are on it. Wonderful finish from Chanatip as well. He's on the edge of the area. He just peels away from Alfeandra, who has to go and help his defense out. No protection from the midfield there. They get drawn all over the place. You can see Rahmat Irianto leaves his midfield position, his central midfield position, gets dragged out, and so does Alfeandra. The number 13 goes out to try and stop Philip Roller. And then Alfeandra, as Roller beats 2-3 players in there, draws those defenders towards him, and then that creates a space for Chanatip to go and power that home. What a finish.
Fantastic goal from Chanatip Songkrasin. He's now got 3. Remember, he scored 2 in the first leg, semi-final against Vietnam. And they just have not allowed Indonesia to settle at all. Philip Roller helping to win that ball. Perseverance, remember, on that right-hand side. And it is very, very impressive here from the Thais. Indonesia now trailing by a goal early on. A nightmare start for them.
A great start for Thailand. And I think we expected this from Thailand, didn't we? In the sense that, you know, they're not afraid to go out and try and kill the game off in the first leg.
This is exactly what they did against Vietnam.
That's exactly where I was going with that, Chess.
And ironically, this is what Indonesia did with Singapore in the early stages of that second leg in particular. They love Indonesia themselves to go up with quick, brisk start. Look at that. The Thai fans will be absolutely delighted with that. Clearance away by Grinsat has been one of the standout performers in this competition. They're fine with that touch on. Here's Chanatip. Look at that. Pirouette from him. We were not quite in the same tournament, were we, in 2018? We didn't have the joy of watching Chanatip, did we? And this is what we're missing, Roger.
He's a class apart, right? And I feel like I've said this a few times now in this competition with Chanatip. It's just a different level. And the spaces that he occupies as well, he's just so intelligent. He's always got his head on a swivel, scanning in this environment, understanding. And even if he doesn't receive, what he's going to do is he's going to drag players out of position as well. And that will create a space for someone else to then go and use. But that first goal, Philip Rolla, I thought was excellent. And again, we talk about dragging players towards you, and that's exactly what Philip Rolla did. Dragging that midfield, essentially. Those 2 sitting midfielders of Indonesia, Irianto and Dewanga, that are supposed to protect on the edge of the penalty area. Both of them got dragged across. This is a look at the goal again. Rolla here, wonderful work, lovely bit of skill. Irianto gets dragged across, Dewanga gets dragged across, and then that leaves that space on the edge of the penalty box for Chanatip to go and exploit.
Not a man you want to give space to. Chanatip Songkrasin. He's exploited that one fully. Thailand on the ball. Winatep trying to get that up to Gordon Pala. Up there with Tirasin. Now super top. He's got Philip Rolla.
the new age term for being able to draw defenders towards you is apparently called gravity. So you drag players along with you.
I like sucked in the past, but
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
gravity.
it is what it is, you know.
Okay.
You're gonna try and keep up with the times, I guess.
Gravity. Okay, so that's what the kids say.
Yep.
Here is Thailand now with that corner.
Mas. Mas.
Not all that far away from Elias Dollar. We got a free header. Now Roller, who came into the squad late, flew in from Germany. They've got the ability to call upon very, very talented players. They've got the best league in Southeast Asia. Sada. Now Widatep.
Yeah.
Been a regular in this lineup. Certainly been very good. There's Bulking saying, calm down. Lots and lots of time.
There he goes in his black shirt and jeans combination, tucked in, sleeves rolled up. You see Kursada making a bit of contact.
What I could say about you right now, Rashid.
Kursada, 22 years of age, by the way, just a reminder. And wonderful quality he's shown in that back line. He's normally a defensive midfielder as well. And this really supports it. There's one of the I'm going to add this to evidence of this theory that I've got of defensive midfielders slotting into central defense easily, whereas central defenders can't play in central midfield. It's a disaster for them.
If the central defenders out there are listening, let us know your thoughts. So here comes Thailand again through Rolla. He looks up.
Mas. Mas.
Looking to get that up to Tirison Danga. Now vicious from him. Well, he'll be absolutely delighted. He talked again about bringing this trophy back. And now on to 3 goals, one away from his countryman Tirison Danga. They're the only 2 at the moment. Irfan Jai's got 3, he's got a chance as well. Witan Sulaiman has got 2. The only players left, and there's Witan Sulaiman who had a swing at the ball and missed. They haven't really got on it at all, have they?
No, they haven't. And Thailand coming into this, obviously the more experience of the 2 sides, the players who have featured in this competition, the players who have won this competition previously. Indonesia, a very young squad, a very young side, and there's lots of excitement from some of their players coming into this final, and you wonder at times if that excitement just gets a bit too much for you. It's got to be at a certain sort of level. You almost see Thailand just break in midfield.
Thailand have the second oldest squad in the tournament after Singapore, and Indonesia one of the youngest after the likes of Timor-Leste, Cambodia and Laos. And that's one of the things that Shin Tae-yong has done. He's lowered the average age, hasn't he, of the squad. He's been very deliberate in that. He's been very deliberate about who he's picking. He wants players he can kind of mold exactly to his vision.
That's right. I think the key for Indonesia football going forward is to get as many of these younger guys as they can moving overseas and playing overseas and experiencing a different level, a different culture, a different way of playing as a professional footballer, living as a professional footballer for them, because it's a talented team that's got a big, bright future ahead of them.
Right now, of course, people talk about the likes of Witan Sulaiman is just there on the ball. But Egi Maulana is on the bench along with Elkan Baggett. These are their overseas based stars. Look at Thailand again. And it's away by Fakudu. That right hand side has been productive. Thailand. Widatep. Supachok. Let's see the idea. Just a little too much on that for Roller.
And just notice as well the position that Roller had taken up there. The rotation of positions that they're employing here in Thailand. It's popping up in different areas, different spaces. And if you're defending in those situations, if you're ball watching, you get caught off guard very quickly. Indonesia just not looking like themselves early on here in this one. You know, a couple of straight passes, loose touches. Thailand really applying the pressure, making sure that the Indonesian players don't have much time on the ball. It's a lovely cut from Superchop.
Back to Roller. Layastola across to Kritsada. Playing with supreme confidence. And as soon as I say that, he's giving the ball away. That was a poor ball on the break from Witan Sulaiman, who's normally so sure of himself, the young man. I just wonder, Rushan, how much is playing in the head of